What's up, YouTube family and Browns fans everywhere? This is Cleveland football, and I'm your host, Terrence Hudson. All right. I know it's been a long time since last playoffs, but I want to get back out here. Watching yesterday, I was so hyped. I was so pumped. Too bad that we came up short, but man, so I had to get back on here. Life is different for me this time around. I got new children. Thank God for my new little bundle of joy, my baby boy, and just my little girl as well, and just family, my family being healthy, my wife, my children, moms, and shout out to all my sisters and brothers, even though I don't see y'all as much as I used to. But yeah, I had to get back out here. Man, yesterday, what can I say about yesterday? We fall to the Chiefs 29-33. We started out on fire, and I have to say that we, to a degree, outplayed the Chiefs, but in the end, it came down to the mistakes. And when you're playing a team like the Chiefs, the team that can score at any time, you cannot make the big mistake. But we'll get over this hump. It remind me of, I'm a bit of a football historian. I go back to those the 90s, those Green Bay teams who had to get over the hump of Dallas and then finally beating them, or those San Francisco teams again who had to get over the hump of Dallas and finally beating them. You get closer and closer, and then you finally beat them. But you got to play excellent. You can't turn the ball over. You can't have mistakes. You can't have mental breakdowns. But I think I love the way we came out. I love the aggression, the play calling. Mayfield, he had an excellent game. That last throw, that interception, just trying to make something happen to throw the ball away, but it ended up getting picked off. But other than that, I liked his decision making. I liked the way he moved around. He was putting the ball there. Chubb and Hunt averaged over 5 yards a carry. I think we beat him up. I think we pretty much dominated up front when you're talking about on the ground, on both sides of the ball, both offense and defense. We controlled the line of scrimmage. This was a game that we should have won. But it came down to the end. We made the mistakes, the costly mistakes at the wrong times. Anthony Schwartz, I think we got something there. Guy got speed. He got some playmaking ability. Let's let him continue to grow and develop. And then when OBJ come back, I think we just gonna make us even that much more deadlier. Man, Mahomes was Mahomes. But for the most part, a huge chunk of that was that 75-yard play to Tyreek Hill. And then our starting safety get ejected, Harrison Jr., which I thought was unfortunate because they called a penalty on Kansas City sideline, which was the right call. That should have been the call. And then how do you go from calling a penalty on Kansas City sideline and then turn around, the penalty is changed, and now it's on the Browns, and now your player is ejected. Sorry. I don't understand that, and that's my problem with some of these calls, especially with us on the road. And I know I hate complaining about the referees, but man, they be giving us some calls. And then the fact that they obviously didn't see nothing wrong the first time around with anything that we did, and then they called it on Kansas City, and all of a sudden you reversed it. So you obviously seen Kansas City do something because you called it on them. So what is you calling? What is you seeing? And then to say he was ejected for retaliating. That coach from the Chiefs pushed Harrison Jr. Pushed him, right? Gave him like a forearm. Push. So he pushed him back. All right, if you should have called a penalty, you should have called personal foul, penalties offset, but then to eject him? Come on. And they tried to say he was, in the commentators, another thing I don't like is when people jump to conclusions, especially commentators, oh, he can't do that, he stepped on him. I don't think he was trying to step on the ball carrier the way that they tried to make it seem like he tried to stomp on him, like that old like Albert Hainsworth type of stomp. You know, I think he was just stepping up. He stepped over him, was trying to get around him. But if you watch the video, okay, number 52 for the Chiefs walked up and kind of bumped his chest up, you know, against Harrison Jr., which kind of stuck. And I think that's when that coach believed he was trying to step over the runner, and it came over and pushed him. See, that's the thing. You got to be able to actually watch these things and analyze what happened. I mean, I'm somebody who, you know, I hate to admit it, or, you know, I'm not proud to say that at one point in time, I watched fight videos, you know, videos where it may be a brawl or two people fighting or even a melee or something. So watch those videos. I don't anymore, you know. They ain't good for your spirit. You know, I put it that way. They're not good for your spirit. They're not good for you to consume that type of material. All right, so I stopped. So, or even having been in situations, you know, team fights, team brawls, melees, you know, involving football or whatever. You know, so you get used to kind of knowing what's going on. There's a lot of things happening around you. There's a lot of noise, people screaming, people saying things. So you kind of looking around, you moving. So you get kind of used to watching those things and seeing what's going on and analyzing the situation quickly. Okay? So from what I saw, Harrison Jr. was trying to get up, all right, and move, but then that Chiefs player walked over and kind of stood on him and blocked his way. So it made it look like he was standing over the ball carrier trying to step on him. I don't think that was the case, okay? Now, if Harrison Jr. come back and say, yeah, I made a mistake, I shouldn't have did that, I did step on. If he admit that that's what happened, then I'm wrong, and I can say, you know what, he shouldn't have did that. But I don't think that was the case. I think it was a misunderstanding, and the Chiefs coach overreacted, gave him a hard shove, right? And then so he pushed him back. And then here it go, we get called, and then one of our key players get ejected. We're already thin at that position. And it showed in the game. You know, Tyreek Hill, the play that he had, I don't know if Harrison Jr. would have been there on that play. I don't know. I can't say if he would have. But we missed a key player in the game from the first quarter. But again, you know, we had our chances even then. Even then, we had our chances. You have to learn. You have to finish. And I think that's the difference between a young and up-and-coming team and a team that's been there and has finished games. Even when you made the mistake and then you have your chance to take back control of the game or take the lead, that you overcome those mistakes. And it so happened that we weren't able to overcome the big mistake, okay? But eventually, we on our way and we're getting there. I like where we're at. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep fighting. And don't give up. Each day, each week, getting better. Getting better. Getting better each week. So I still like us. I like our chances. It's a long season. We got the Texans coming up. We can't take the Texans lightly. They played tough yesterday. So we're going to have to come to play. We can't play around with them. So I look forward to seeing us again next week. I look forward to catching back up with y'all, dropping some more bids. And let's do it. Let's do it. We on the road to California. We know what's happening in California come February. All right? So if you like, hit the like button. Be sure to share and be sure to subscribe.